It's time for a Sunday Minecraft Extra. Hello, YouTubers. I'm the Carbum, and this is my world. Today I'm going to be talking about this monstrosity, and what it used to be. As you can see right now, it is just housing some allays. But the original purpose of this is a clay farm. Now, I actually did some pretty interesting, little mechanics here to make this work. So the original design was as this would fill these things all up throughout all this right here. And then they would be pushed underneath all of these guys right here. And there's the observers. The observers would then activate this, which would activate these nice sheep, which would activate this piston. And because of quasi connectivity, I actually had to put 2 rows of pistons, but it actually looks kind of cool. If I'll show you real fast. If I put that one right there, it pushes it over that way, and then it goes away with that. But this would actually activate, so there would be a row of mud right here, and another row of mud right behind it, using this mud converter, which is just basically me standing right here, and every time did I change this? And let's just get this. Yeah, something, I must have disassembled this a little bit when I'll get to that in a moment. But essentially it would go down into here, which has some water bottles. The water bottles would then go into this. This, of course, would also have been filled when this shoots out 1 water bottle. It would then get sucked up by this little filter right here and be put back into this one right here. Since I am just filtering out for purely 1 item and it's not a row of items, I don't need all those intricate little things that would require it to go all the way around like that, since this has to be completely filled up anyways. So that would go down. And when that happens, and when that happens, this actually dispenses 1 bottle, which means the bottle will dispenses a bottle. The bottle would then flow up this area right here and then flow back into here, recycling the system forever and ever and ever and ever. Also, during that same time period, whenever I would place a dirt in like this, another dirt would be dispensed to me. Okay, there's a switch here. So and there we go. It pushes it, it goes around, it gets recycled and all that other good stuff. But I can turn that off, because that's not important. So yeah, when this gets moved, this actually turns this on, which powers that, which is what powers that activating, and also those two, that dispenser and that dropper all activating, or I think they're both dispensers, but all those activating at the same time, because that turns on. And since it's an observer, as soon as the new block gets turned into mud, it activates it again because it recognizes activating the sensor again, turning off the bulb and moving all the signal up through here. So we need to remember to talk slowly. I don't know how this is working. I stopped using this one because it just broke way too easily. Like, for instance, if I had two muds right here and they both transformed at the same time, only one would get shoved out over to here, and there was more mechanicals here. Like I said, I removed it to put those in there. So, all this is basically useless now. But I like keeping things around for, like, historical reasons, that someone cares. But yeah. So, it would move it up to here. There was a row of pistons that were here that pushed it upwards. And then, so it would get pushed over to here, it would get pushed out to here, and then it would get pushed over, theoretically being able to fill this entire thing. But like I said, it just broke way too often, and there's nothing you can really do about it. It just breaks. And when it does break, you have to remove everything from the top, and then you go up into this section, and there's more stuff there. And then reset all the buttons by doing that. One thing I was trying to do to fix the problem when there was multiple that ended up happening at the same time is that I turned this from a solid off to make that turn on, and then it turned it into a cycling. That cycle, so if there was another one I'd try to go through, it could actually do it. So yeah, this was my first attempt. Now, why does it always start to rain when I start recording? Now to my more perfected version. This one starts off basically the same. We go up into here. This one's even better because I don't even need to turn it on. Or do I? I don't have a switch. Oh yeah, that's right. One problem with the other one was that if you were doing it too fast, you could accidentally get a regular piece of code into there too, so that was also an issue. This, on the other hand, is connected to the entire system, so it's basically the same thing. I put the thing there, a signal from somewhere else that actually activates this, move that down, and then the same thing, we have this don't know why two got fire that much. Oh yeah, one's from here. So this activates. So yeah, with this down, this activates it, and it'll regularly push one down every time. It's been a while since I've used this, so. But yeah, same system. This would have a bunch of dirt in it. If you want to, you can put a couple of hoppers in here, or turn these into like slabs or something, or maybe just put a whole bunch of hoppers right here, and that way you can put multiple shelters here, so you can constantly just feed it out. And that's how this section up here works. Oh no, I got that. And let's do this to get rid of the line. Freaking lag. Forgot I wanted to turn it down, so I'll go over everything again real fast. Because I am not a heavy talker. Okay. An Enderman. Enderman stole one from here. What the heck? Okay, so just again, it always rains, and so that's loud. This used to be my clay farm. It always broke because of a number of reasons. Mostly because of each one of these are trying to do stuff, and sometimes two of them try to do things at the exact same time, which can't really happen. And there's all the things in there that will give me or that will create a mud and produce another thing as well. This one is a little bit different. You know what? Oh wait, no. Do need that. Okay, so this one, each one of these has a thing like that to produce that. I of course can turn it on right there, and that way everything actually is active. Active. I like this version because of a number of reasons. One, it doesn't really break as far as I've seen. And just watch while I'm doing this, it's probably going to break. Because, you know, that's how things are. Enderman, stop it! The number of times Enderman has, like, essentially broken my stuff is ridiculous. it itches. So it's already been 15 minutes. How? Okay. So when it comes to this one, I can start with absolutely nothing here at all. What the? Enderman, stop! How did you even put one here? So one came over here, got stuck, put a block there, and then another one came in here and put another block there. Are you kidding? Sorry, I'm trying to be more professional in these things, but it's just not working. Okay, so we have a number of clocks down here. We have this one, and we have this one. Every time a item comes into here, it resets this clock. And as long as the clocks keep on, and every time a item comes through, yeah, every time, and when this one gets activated, it resets this one, which is a very long, comparator cooldown clock. Probably put one more there, and no, it has to have at least two. Yeah, so that's, if this clock turns off, this will push whatever item is on top of this block down here over into that hopper. This is the final rotation type of thing. But more importantly, we have these two right here. As you might know, a piece of mud and is actually one pixel lower than a piece of clay. You can see or you can even look at the coordinates that I go from 119 to 118.875. This is enough for an item to be pulled through this. So when everything starts, this one actually is all the way, or this piston is not extended, and neither is that piston. As long as every one of these, and I put up the, there's a snow, or powdered snow up here, because I was told that stops, momentum. But unlike the spider webs, it doesn't fall quite as slowly. So, because sometimes I would still get things on the side, mud blocks getting through, and it's basically because the dispenser that I have up there. Oh yeah, let's show you that. So how this system works is when something goes into this right here, it goes straight into this dropper, which then puts, and that dropper starts going all the way up. How does this get charged? I can't remember. That, of course, will get to this dispenser, which will then shoot into the powdered snow and will drop straight down onto the block. If a block is a piece of mud, then it'll get just sucked up again and going through over and over and over again. If it's if it's not a piece of mud and a piece of clay, it will then get pushed onto this block right here, which will go through here. Yeah. Go through here, which, oh, there's the thing. Which will then kick into here. Which will then also kick into here. And how does it activate up here? Oh, that's it. Okay. So it will also turn this off, which will turn that torch on, and will reset this over again. Yeah, there we go. So once it gets into here, it activates that, turning off of that torch, which turns on this torch, which activates this entire line of decaying comparator clock. Which means this isn't activated, and we can continue on. This also activates this right here, which activates the piston at the top. This is where the piston is, which means it pushes the mud down, or the piece of dirt down, into where it then gets converted into mud. Is it right nighttime again? So yeah, that's how all that activates right there. This also triggers this for this cooldown, because when this is fully cooled down, this is what activates this piston here to push it over there. So since it resets this as well, this piston will stay back for as long as it needs to. And once, so yeah. It's really dark up here. But so every time something comes into here, it does all that. Whenever something goes into here, whenever this gets activated, it actually goes into here, and then activates it into here, which then yeah, it goes in here, which goes underground, and then activates that to activate that part. Activates that, which what do I need that for? I'm sorry, I should know this a little bit better. Supposed to be a... No, because then that would activate that. What does that activate for? Oh, yeah. It... Somehow... Yeah, it activates this piston here. So it pushes it out. So yeah. When that activates, it turns on U, which there is a piston right there, and that piston pushes it out to the collection chamber. The collection chamber, it's pretty simple. You can get in? Wanting little putzes. All of you. Yeah. Yeah. Get him. Kill. No, you died. No. Oh. Collection system is pretty simple. It builds it all the way up to, it gets pushed over to that barrel, which is an unmovable entity. When the barrels get up to here, they change this state, which creates a which activates the observer. The observer then sends a signal all the way down activating all of these torches right here, pushing this entire line over until it gets all the way over to the end. The end then has that torch there, which will activate that line, which then goes all the way up and pushes everything out. Oh, and I'm going to die from zombies. Well, thank you for delivering the leather that I guess came from the poor llamas? I didn't know llamas drop leather. I've killed plenty of those things. I mean, I haven't killed any of those things. You stayed invisible while all your pets died. You evil creature, you. Yeah, so I think that describes everything that this does. So if it, for some reason, somehow doesn't fall into either either that hopper or that hopper, making its way back into here, the final thing it does to make sure I don't lose an item is activate this piston to just drop it into here, which isn't connected to anything. That's not connected to anything. It's just purely just right there, so it's not going to go anywhere. And then the entire system just stops. And yeah, that's the overall design of this. It's a pretty compact, or it's pretty effective, because you have 4 lengths of essentially 12 that pushes everything through, and yeah. And each one of these could convert, and eventually it'll just go back to the beginning, so run all the way back to here. And I had to put these right here to these I am finished setting up. Stop. So many interruptions. I had to do this because, you know, if a signal is turned on, it won't ever, and it doesn't move move the piston, it just will never actually move the piston. But if you just have it on a repeating tick cycle like that, it will, if there is any space in the system at all, it will continue to push it. You just let your llamas die. You let your llamas die. Do you even have anything good? Invisibility. When they add that one to this guy. So yeah, I'll just drop those out. So I'll show you how it works. You can you just drop 3 things individually, and it will just start going around in circles. So you can see that this is every like, even though it's trying to go downwards, it gets turned back on and goes upwards for that one. And I am out of hunger, so I can't jump. And as you can see here, this is being constantly reactivated, so these never actually cool down enough. Let's see. Redstone wire going down to 10, 9, 8, and 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, and then goes back up to 12. So that's how this is working. Making sure that this is constantly being turned on. Now I'm going to get some dirt. And, well, let me show you what's going on up here. So this is activating every time that the entire system acknowledges that there is room. Dirt. So put that there. Oh wait, no! Put that there. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. But there's nothing in here, so it's not actually dropping it. It's not dropping new dirt. So yeah, that's the design. It's pretty good. I think I was getting, like I was saying, sometimes I would get mud in the collection center because if instead of falling like straight down, it was actually falling over to this side a little bit and being picked up by this one instead, which is bad. But I think that with putting in that snow, it should probably work. It's going to be a little bit slower than it was, but it will be more consistent. And it's going to be a lot faster than if I use webs, because that's what I was using initially. Or I was thinking about using initially was the webs, but yeah. And as you can see, it already has one that's converted. So let's get an entire shulker of that. Yeah, I'm even going to get. I'm still improving it little by little over time. I will be showing this eventually, but it's just a massive thing. Mud. I don't want to deal with mud right now. Don't really have a place. Yeah, sure, why not? You can go with this. Yeah. So let's put that there. Let's grab I don't have a hyper HP. So let's just grab some iron then. 5. And then grab the hopper. And let's go over to the dirt. Why do I have 20 pots? Okay. I'll just run up here real fast. Yes, I could have used rockets because I do have wings on and anything, but I'm just a person that ends up walking normally. And here, jump up. And let's put that there. And let's put the dirt container into there. And now I'm just going to be standing right here looking at that. I actually have the torch. Okay, I'm back. It's been... Ah. There we go. Okay. I'm back. It's been about a couple of hours. And it's raining again, of course. Why does it always have to rain every time I am recording? As you can see, it's been able to get all the way around. That is a creeper. Why is there a creeper inside of my frickin' farm? Thank goodness. Still not enough to completely get rid of the mud. I don't know how to stop this. That's what the snow was supposed to do. It was supposed to stop it from the mud going down through. But still, we come over to here. Let's see how far it is. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Cool, we have 12 going like that. And how many wide? So 12 by... Oh, I fell. Seriously, creepers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 times 6, so 72. Wait. 72. And how high is it? High? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I believe it's also 12 down as well, so 12 times 12. Let's see if that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. $12, 23, 4, 5, 6, 7. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I think it's 12, so that's oh yeah, I could just do it like this. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, it is 12. So after about 2 or 3 hours I'll have to double check when the timestamp was when I started the this entire process. Seriously, creepers. So it's 12 by 12 by that, so that's 144 times 6. So 600, 700, and no, 800. So I have 800 clay here, minus the random. Seriously, how do I fix that? It was supposed to go straight down, but no, it still falls off of the path somehow. So 600 and 144 times 6. 6, 4, 44, that would be 24 and 24, so 264, so 864. There we go. So yeah, so this has been 800, there's 864 apparently in here. That's... Really? 864? Well, I guess so. And I don't know how to get the creeper out of there. I could just despawn him. So yeah, I was able to get 864 after 3 hours. I think it's about 3 hours. And with that, all I have to do is take all 3 of those out, put them back in here, and that's how you turn it off. You just remove the pieces that make it go on forever. Still, 800 for 3 hours, not like, I know other places might do like, oh look, it's 10,000, you know, but that's really not too bad. How many stacks is 800? 800 divided by 64. 864 divided by 64. Definitely didn't. Let's see how many was actually left in the resources. Oh. Okay, so 9, so 1 row. And 3 more. So, yeah, about 1 shulker box worth of inventory. Or let's see, yeah, 9 plus 3, so that's more than half of what the total was. So grab that. And let's collect all of it now. I could just put this thing right here and get rid of all that dirt. And then we just jump to the top here and get rid of it one row at a time. And now we're lagging again. Yay, lag! Tiny takeover does total tyranny upon the frame rates for some reason. Still have no idea why. Okay, I don't know why I didn't jump there. I might have to widen the base of this a little bit to make sure I grab all of it. This area does have to actually be fully wide for the full length. This isn't just because I did initially have it 1 over, but then I realized that that would not be at full length, which means it would probably, if the piston's activated, it would just break that. So this does have to actually be full wide. Having it that big doesn't have a functional thing outside of being like purely for, you know, just having the maximum or maximum volume. So yeah, here it is, an entire stack and a half with, for some reason, mud still. I don't know why. It just will not, like, it's supposed to push it only when there is mud, or only when this is here, which means it's falling into this one when there's mud there, which is not when it's supposed to go. So it's just really annoying. But yeah, so thank you for watching my video. I am the Car Bum. Now, get out of my car.